Yes, after November 8 in November Tango, understood, Bob told me about the net, so I'm waiting here. Okay, Frank, 100% from Kiel IC. We will start in a minute. Thank you very much. Owen 8 November Tango stand by for another minute. Okay, hello everyone. This is the Denby Dale Amateur Radio Society Digital Net. A very good evening or a very good afternoon wherever you are. A very good day to everyone on our YouTube channel. Very nice that you are all ready here to join the net. And we have an apology from Dave, who has a training session and was not sure if he could make it today. Maybe he will come in a little bit later, but anyway, we have some 20 degrees, dry today, although during the past couple of days we had a lot of rain, thunderstorm, lightning, and all these kind of things. So HF-wise, not much activity. And please leave 3 to 4 seconds between your overs. That's always good to give the system the time to reset everything back in order. And I will just check if Golf 0 Tango Victor Bravo Paul, if you want to join the net from 8 November Tango in the group. Nothing heard from Paul. Is there anyone on the repeater on Golf Bravo 7 Hotel X-Ray who wants to join the net? Anyone? Then Golf Bravo 7 Hotel X-Ray, please go ahead. Okay, no one on the repeater. So let's go to Adrian. Golf 6 Mike Juliet Quebec. The group of 8 November Tango. Go ahead, Adrian. How was your week in Chai?
When 8 November Tango, Jeff, G6MJQ, Skelmantle, West Yorkshire. How's the week? Damp, wet and cold, I think. Well, I know. It's still 14 degrees Celsius and was raining yesterday. A bit drier today, but I'm still waiting for summer, really. Quite depressing. We went out to a garden centre today and they're way overstocked on bedding plants, hanging baskets, etc. And nothing's being purchased. People are just not getting into their gardens because every other day is a rainy day and we're just longing for the sunshine. How are things with everybody else? Jeff MCRAUG not on tonight. I haven't been in contact with him for a time. Wondered if there was an update there, Jeff. Oh, and 8 November Tango from G67JQ.
Okay, Adrian, sorry, I forgot to mention Jeff, my 0 AUG, is taking a holiday. So he's on a holiday. Something he had planned in April, but because of the health situation of his wife, was postponed to now. So he is enjoying some holiday. Hopefully with better weather in Chai. Okay, thank you very much, Adrian. And let's go to Nick, Golf 4, India Whiskey Oscar, the group, or 8 November Tango. Go ahead, Nick.
Oscar November 8, November Tango from G4IWO. Yes, good evening, Jeff, and good evening to AD and also the participants tonight, and a very big welcome to Delta Golf 6 Oscar Alpha Yankee. Look forward to hearing from you later on. This is Nick G4IWO, and a big welcome to people who are watching us or listening to us on our YouTube channel this evening and catching up later in the week. I know already that Andy, 2 Echo 0 Romeo Echo Echo, is on the channel. So good evening to you, Andy, and hope you enjoy the chat tonight. Just a couple of bits of news from me, Jeff. And first of all, just to add to Adie's weather report, 13 degrees here, 13 degrees Celsius here. No rain, just like Adie, but distinctly chilly, and does require more than a t-shirt on indoors. Hi. I've been talking to Nobby today, Golf Zero Victor Juliet Golf, because people may remember that Nobby and a group of other radio amateurs are off on a expedition again into one of the very rare Scottish islands called Flannan Island. Flannan Island, off the west coast of Scotland. It's uninhabited, but it's quite a bit bigger than Rockall, and it's going to be hopefully an easier visit for them there. There is, in fact, an old lighthouse situated on Flannan Island, but no inhabitants. So they're going to be QRV at the beginning of August for a week. And we've agreed here two things. First of all, that one of the people in the expedition, G4IRN, is going to come and do a club talk. And we've just been fiddling around with dates over the next 2 weeks to fit in with his availability before he travels up to Scotland. So I'm just waiting for him to come back with the dates and times. I'm just
Okay, go for India Whiskey Oscar the group. ON8 November Tango. Nick, you had a carrier but no modulation. You had a carrier but no modulation. That happened before, so I don't know what the issue is. But I give you the chance on the end of the list to come back. Maybe you have to reconfigure something, I think. That was the problem the previous time. So let's go to the stage. November 4 X-Ray Alpha Tango. Bob, very good afternoon to you from ON8 November Tango in the group. Go ahead, Bob.
ON8 NT with the group, November 4 X-Ray Alpha Tango. Good evening to all on the net, and good evening to you, Frank, and welcome aboard. Glad that you got my note in time. First of all, I'll give you my marks on the air upgrade. Of course, I'm only a hunter, but I have 866 parks as of this morning on my list of QSL. I have 20. I have 4 parks that I have over 20 contacts each with. I have on the late shift 25 parks. On the early shift 448 parks. And this week I made my 11th country. I got into Ed in Austria at 0042 in Austria the other day. So that gives me my 11th country. 70 states and the District of Columbia. I still need Alaska, Hawaii, and Montana, and I know that this won't take me a while to get them, but hey, by winter time maybe I'll get them. And hunt ops, I have 5 ops with over 50 contacts, each with 5 different ops. So I'm playing well there. On my next door, I'll get into the battleship. ON8ND with group, November 4, X-Ray Alpha Tango.
That's excellent. That's excellent. You mentioned all kinds of figures, but I remembered 866 parks. That's brilliant.
marvelous photo activation there. It's quite interesting. So here in Oldenburg, the weather conditions might say are quite curious, but today there was 26 degrees centigrade and sunshine, but occasionally some rain showers in between, and therefore it's very difficult to decide for activations outside. But we hope for the best that the weather will be a little bit calmer, and that the sunshine will survive at last. So not to forget, congratulations for football success yesterday for our for the European Championship. We yesterday watched the game, and it was quite interesting. So radio-wise, there was not much to report, but I put on the USDX with only one watt output and FT8 setup, and the Rybakov antenna a few days ago in the evening, and has been heard at the East Coast of the US. It was quite interesting. But nothing spectacular on CW or SSB, but this was quite interesting. So I have the microphone back to Oscar November 8, November Tango for the group.
Okay, thank you very much, Mike and Adriana. And surprise about the thunderstorm in the middle of the night. I can imagine that, Mike. That's unbelievable. That's what I have done during the last couple of days, is disconnecting everything and putting my antennas down on the balcony here, just not to take any risk whatsoever. And okay, Adriana, about your test there with the True SDX, fascinating, really fascinating. Okay, wir gehen nach Deutschland. Schönen guten Abend, Frank. Mein Name ist Jeff, like Juliet Echo Foxtrot, und ich wohne so etwas zwischen Brügge und Gent in das flämische Teil von Belgien. So please, I see on your QRZ website, Frank, that you have also something to do with the maritime world, just like Bob, and also on QRP and things like that, and portable work. So very curious to know how that works out there. Delta Golf 6 Oscar Alpha Yankee, the group 8 November Tango. Go ahead, Frank.
Yes. What the marine here nearby, I met Bob that was speaking back one of the things we can do here, since I don't have very large antennas here at home. The garden is rather small, and it's a lot of fun operating in such an environment there in a small radio room. And if the conditions of the propagation is not so good and you cannot make DX, then the DX comes along. Then someone from Brazil or from Australia comes along, and then you can chat with him and tell him a little bit about amateur radio and all the interesting things that you can do. And so there's always something to do, and time flies by when you're operating there. And then the next weekend, the weekend after that, there will be the Deutscher Marinebund Summerfest. The German Naval Association, they will have their kind of Summerfest, and we will be operating there again with a small crew, and probably making not many QSOs, but just informing the visitors about amateur radio. So that was my kind of introduction. Now back to you, Jeff, 1-8 and 8.
Delta Golf Zero Oscar Alpha Yankee, the Grupo 8 November Tango. In the beginning, your over was a little bit distorted. I think it was like there was some paper mixed over the microphone or something. I don't know if it's a bad connection, but I think it's more something like the microphone interfering with some papers over it or whatever. No problem, Frank. Anyway, I got most of your message, and that was also the idea that I had, that you had something with the maritime world there, the military maritime world, like Bob is having. Okay, no, let's go back to you, Nick, because your first over was a carrier but no audio. So let's give you a second chance, Nicky Chai. Go for India Whiskey Oscar Grupo 8 November Tango.
Oscar November 8 November Tango in the group from G4IWO. Jeff, would you like to just confirm you've now got audio from me? Over.
Go ahead.
Yeah, Roger. Glad that we've got it working again. It's my own fault, Jeff. I think in last week's conversation, you were talking about doing 2 meters and running FT8 on 2 meters. So I decided to run my IC705 from my iPad running the SDR control software, and made my first 2 meter contact not that far away, only 20 miles away, on 2 meters on QRP, and that was good. So but I forgot that it changes a setting on the IC705, which I then had to put back again. So a big welcome to everyone tonight, and particularly to our listeners across the world who listen to us on YouTube tonight and later in the week. Just to report, as people will know, that KMG4VZV is out in Spain at the moment. So those people that are on the club WhatsApp group will get updates of when he's going to go portable there. And he's always looking for Denby Dale club members to call in, particularly when he's in QSOs with the Pacific, and very keen to involve our members and give them a chance to work their DX. And the other bit of news from me is that I've been talking to Nobby, Golf Zero Victor Juliet Golf, who went with Emil last year to Rockall Island. He's going on a DXpedition in a couple of weeks' time, 3 weeks' time, to Flannan Island off the west coast of Scotland. And we've just been talking and setting up a talk for the club. It won't be on a Wednesday night. It'll be on another night that I'll send out an email about the Flannan Island DXpedition with one of the participants, G4IRN, Golf 4 India Romeo November. So that should be good. So more information about that. And some club members, including those on this net, Keith is one of those in Scotland, know that they volunteered to be part of a communications group for the Flannan Island DXpedition, so that we can take messages and pass messages to them in the mornings at an agreed time, either on 40 or 20, depending on wherever we get propagation. So I've got to set up a chat with Nobby. I missed his call today just to work out the details of that. So back to you, Jeff. ON8NT in the group, Golf 4 India Whiskey Oscar.
Golf 4 India Whiskey Oscar Grupo November Tango. Okay, very good, Nick. And I'm sure one day we will work 2 meter FT8, no problem at all. Conditions has not been that good on 2 meters on VHF and UHF. I was yesterday evening. I was on the FT8 contest on 70 centimeters, and I think Golf Whiskey 4 Hotel Delta Fox, I think, was the best peak that I worked yesterday evening. Must be about 450 kilometers. So I'm sure when conditions are okay, we could work each other on 2 meters and FT8. Okay, I just received an apology from Andrew, Mike Zero, Romeo Oscar Lima, who said that he would like to be on the net, but he had super fast fiber installed on Tuesday by British Telecom, and they have not sent the home hub, so it's neither super or fast at the moment, he said. So for some reason also his open spot is refusing to connect to his phone. And he will carry trying on, so maybe we'll see him, but anyway, he's trying to crack the problem. So that's Andrew, who is not on the net. So let's go to the next one on the list. Golf 6, Mike Juliet Quebec Adrian, the group of 8 November Tango.
8 November Tango, G6MJQ. Yeah, hi to Frank there. And it's good to be back on. Myself, that is. Been busy. We've had a bit of a road trip to relations and friends up and down the country. We're away for over a week. Stop-offs in various UK counties. And also spent time at our daughter's static run in Near Cleethorpes in Lincolnshire. Luckily, the weather wasn't that bad there. But the weather's just not typical, is it? Something to do with the jet stream being too far south, and the North Pole region Arctic being too warm, which is helping push itself. We will see. I've been busy. When I've been out and about, I've been on WiseX, mobile WiseX node, node. Call it a node gateway, and been joining a Fusion net 7 o'clock every morning. So I've been on the radio, but I've done absolutely nothing on HF recently, I'm afraid, with all the other activities. But there's hope, And congratulations to Bob there. You put us to shame there. Somebody should be whispering in my ear, you've got to be in it to win it. And what with all my other interests, I don't know about that right now. I'm sorry, I joined the fishing syndicate. And I haven't been fishing because of the weather and because of my rheumatism or what have you. I've still got all the gear to sort out. And, oh dear, yes. So we will see. We will see what happens. I'll put it back to you, Jeff. ONA, November Tango, G6MJQ.
Okay, Roger. G6MJQ, the group ONA, November Tango. Yeah, well, it's more or less the same here. Adrian, not that much activity. Actually, my 6-meter antenna has been down for the whole week because of the thunderstorms and the rain. And I have been a little bit on HF, but not that much. Like this afternoon, it was like my antenna was broken on 15 meters and on 17 meters and even on 20 meters. The signals were very, very down, so very weak. So I really checked everything, but it must be the conditions, I feel. Okay, no, the only thing that I have done just before the meeting here was playing with KPRS, and I sent a message to Mastodon. So Mastodon is a social network, and there is a trick actually to send a message to Mastodon, and that appears on the Mastodon social network for everyone to see, which could have a certain use, I think, in certain situations, especially in emergency situations. But anyway, quite interesting. So that's one thing that I have done. Okay, no. Back to Bob, November 4, X-ray Alpha Tango. Curious how The battleship is going. I have looked for you during the weekend, but I have not copied you. I have saw your signals there on the RBN side, but I looked for you, but nothing received actually, Bob. So November 4, X-ray Alpha Tango, the group of 8 November Tango.
November 8, November Tango, November 4, X-ray Alpha Tango. Well, Jeff, first of all, we did go to the ship. Tom did 30 meters, and I did mostly 20 meters, CW, mostly, at 9 and 413, at 1500 Zulu, I switched the single sideband to 14388, nothing at all. One of the problems, of course, we had this past weekend is the air conditioning wasn't working. So it was at least 100 degrees Fahrenheit in the radio room. I couldn't believe the number of visitors. I guess because we had been in dry dock for 73 days, we got a lot of publicity out. We've been averaging about 300 visitors a day. So that is good, because while we were in dry dock, normally that would be our busiest period. So we were glad to see the number of visitors, even with the bad air conditioning. I'm hoping that gets corrected this week, so that this Saturday when we're aboard, it's a little more comfortable in the shack. I took a jacket with me and a t-shirt, because I wasn't quite sure what it was going to be. I didn't need the jacket at all, believe me. And Frank, if you're going to that DMB thing, if Mike Brock is there, tell him I said hello, and I hope to be there next museum ships weekend. I'm keeping my fingers crossed that I can make it to the submarine at the beginning of next June. One of the problems is that that's over Pentecost weekend, and it may be difficult for us to get a place at your house. We're not sure yet. I haven't got word back from Hans Jurgen, but I'm keeping my fingers crossed that he can get us a couple rooms. So let me see what it is. Oh, the other thing I have is ham clock. I pulled up ham clock this morning, and I found that very interesting also. Between ham clock and that other one, what is it? I can't think of the name of it now. Ham Shack and Ham Clock. Well, they're two beautiful programs to play with, I'll tell you. Other than that, I don't have much else going on here. But as you say, Jeff, the D-layer during the daytime conditions have really been poor. I was lucky a couple of days where the D-layer did not have quite as much absorption, but still basically signals are down compared to what I'm used to. I can't wait for a bit cooler weather. And speaking of weather, speaking of weather, right now here it is 31 Celsius. Hasn't hit its high yet today. We expect a 33 for the high today. We do expect a cool down for a couple of days, I believe Saturday and Sunday, and then we're another heat wave is on the way. So I probably will spending most of my time indoors. With that, back to you, Jeff. ON8NT group, November 4, X-ray Alpha Tango.
November 4, X-ray Alpha Tango, the group of 8 November Tango. Okay, very good, Bob, and very nice to hear that there are so much visitors on the battleship there, so many people who have interest in that. That's a very nice heritage thing, I think, this battleship. Very nice. And okay about the conditions. Well, I think in the evening when it is dark, then it starts to work out a little bit here, at least on my side. But like you say, the D layer is absorbing too much and not brilliant. I saw something a couple of days ago about this ham clock or this ham shack was available now. No, it was the ham clock, which was available now for the iPad and the iPhone. I know Dick is using that, and maybe some other people are using iPads or iPhones. So there seems to be something available there for them. So that's maybe interesting information. Okido, to Scotland, Golf Mike 4, Julian Kilo Zulu. The group of 8 November Tango. Go ahead, Keith. November 4, X-ray Alpha Tango, Golf Mike 4, Julian Kilo Zulu. The group of 8 November Tango. Go ahead, Keith.
November 4, X-ray Alpha Tango, Golf Mike 4, Julian Kilo Zulu. The group of 8 November Tango. Go ahead, Keith. November Tango with the group GM4JKZ. Yeah, the hand clock and the hand track. You'll have to give us a bit of guidance, Jeff. On I pull up the hand track and found the options across the bottom, which were brilliant. But couldn't work out how to change the UTC time for us to take it back to -1 rather than -2. Perhaps you could give us a pointer, not necessarily tonight, but at some stage. And found a visitor today, no aircon, 100 degrees. I think I would probably melt, to be quite honest. Bob. Gosh, that's a good number through, I must admit. So let's hope they do get that aircon sorted out. Might improve the situation for you guys then. Talking about fibre, Adrian. We've got the fibres up here now, and the guys installing it said that it's BT open reach. So we're saying that it'll be up and running in a couple of months. Happens to be July 2025. So not a couple of months. It's like 13 or 14 months, which is really annoying according to the online guidance that we've got. So I just stick with the facility I currently have, which is extremely good, I must admit. The only other things I've been doing up here is I've made some small jumps for the small dog. He goes off to an area to have a run around and play on all the equipment over in a particular field. So I've made some jumps for him over the last couple of days. They're just drying now, the sealant on the wood. And we'll see how it goes. So I'll let you know next week, that's for sure. And the last thing, Jeff, is I'll try and send you a picture at the end of our text tonight. See if I can get a picture over to you as well, which is great fun, I must admit, on the day side. But now to really upset you all, Fiji's coming in up here next 6, and there's a whole raft of Singapore, Philippines coming in here on 17 meters. And I'll put it back to you then, Jeff. 08 November Tango with group GM4JKZ.
You made us all jealous, I think. Okay, so, well, about the Hamtech, this is an HTML file, so you can open that in a simple text editor. Don't open it in what is it, in Windows, Office or something. No, just use the simple text editor that every computer have, the simplest that you can get. And with the search function, just search for UTC, and you will find UTC -2, and you just have to change that to -1 and save it, and you're done. That's it. That's that easy, I think. Okie dokie. So if you have any problem with that, just send me a mail or so, and I can probably show you a screenshot of the place where you can find it. And okay, about the picture, well, yeah, after the net we will send you a picture, and you will send us a picture. That would be nice. Excellent, nice. Okie doke, to Germany, Delta Lima 1 Bravo Juliet Whiskey and Delta Lima 8 PDP. Mike and Adriana, go ahead.
Yeah, thanks, Delta Lima 1 Bravo Juliet Whiskey. Nothing much to report radio-wise on my side here because of the bad propagation, and as I mentioned, always ticking up and down the antennas. But nevertheless, some things always go on FT8, and that's great. I like FT8 still, even if some people don't consider it a real mode for amateur radio. I think it's good, especially if conditions are lousy. And I got my new mini CW pedal from AliExpress. It's the same one as Adriana got and as Nick got. I'm looking forward to practice with it. It's really tiny. It's not much not much bigger than a thumbnail, so you could say, and it's really working. I'm always surprised by it, but yeah, I have to practice CW, and I have to practice especially with the pedal. But yeah, I will keep you posted. Hopefully from about some successes there. I hope so anyway. Yeah, I'm looking forward to the upcoming weekend because of the CW and SSB contest there, which will be quite fun, provided that the conditions will be a little bit better. And one thing, Emil from Rockall Island, Delta Lima 8 Juliet, will be QRV, I think end of July, beginning of August, but I'm not quite sure about the exact dates there. He will be QRV from Greenland in QRP with a handheld from Elecraft, the new KH1, which is not really not much bigger than a packet of cigarettes, and which has got the possibility to work with inbuilt telescopic aerial of 20 meters, and has also got a BNC adapter for wire antennas. And he got that from Lutz Electronic, a big dealer from Switzerland, who provided him with this sample of KH1, which is a relatively new rig, and he's field testing it, so to speak. And I'm looking for more information about it. I think it will be very interesting to look out for him and to listen out for him on the bands from Greenland. That should be really excellent. But he will only be QRV and CW, of course. It's his favorite mode. He's very fast, as we all know. He's a member of the super high speed club for CW, and has practiced that already from Rockall Island, as we all listened in, and he will do that again from Greenland. So something to watch out for. Okay, so much from my side. Passing the microphone to Delta Lima 8 Bravo, Delta Tango.
Yeah, that's Delta Lima 8 Bravo, Delta Tango for the group. Yes, I have not much to add. It will be very interesting to listen to Nobby's talk. So I'm looking very much forward to this. Perhaps there will be the possibility to work him when he is on the DA expedition. So that might be interesting. And what Mike just said about Emil, I hope that there will be a few more information about the expedition on Emil's Facebook page, and I hope that there will be some reports via the Facebook page of HB9 November Bravo Golf, who has a very great amount of followers, and I think this will be a good possibility to get some more information there. So that's all from my side. I hand the microphone back to Oscar November 8, Oscar November 8 November Tango for the group.
Okay, thank you, Mike and Adriana. Thank you for the information about Emil and about his QRP CW adventures. Very nice. And very nice that you are practicing with the mini CW panel. That's so good. Okay, let's go to our other friend in Germany, Frank, Delta Golf 6, Oscar Alpha Yankee, the group 08 November Tango.
Thank you. I'm trying to hold the microphone still here. Probably there is a bad, it has a bit of bad contact, and so it makes some scratching noises that when I'm holding steady, it will probably work. And I'll have to consider getting a new one or trying to find the problem here. Yeah, I thought about the visitor numbers that Bob reported. We have also visitor numbers for the submarine published every month, but it's really hard to tell. They all have to come along. There's no other way around the radio room. They have to pass by the radio room, so we see them. But it depends on how much they are interested in that stuff. Some people just want to go ahead and take a look at the next room, and some others are really interested. And since the last time or two last time, we have a working Enigma encoding machine there. This is of course not an original because the price tag is about $500,000 or so. But we have a 3D printed Enigma, which really is able to encode and decode text, and that is of course an eye catcher. And many people know about that machine, and then they ask, "Is that an Enigma?" And then you have to do so. Okay. And I think now I think Jeff, I can remember your question because you talked about exchanging pictures, and I think we already have exchanged pictures here via DSAT, which is also a nice add-on to that mode. And actually, I'm also looking forward to do that again sometime. But the network became a little bit surprising for me because Bob emailed me just 20 minutes before it started. I still have some other things to do or have some plans for tonight. I have to answer some emails and prepare some plans for tomorrow. So I would like to leave now. But that was a great opportunity to join the group and hear Bob's voice again. So I would like to thank you all and say 73 from DG60AY. And of course, I would like to join again the next time.
Okay, Frank, Delta Golf 6, Oscar Alpha Yankee, the group of 8 November Tango. Very interesting about the submarine and the Enigma. Very interesting. That must be an eye catch. I can imagine that. Curious to know a little bit more about that. And that's possible that we have changed pictures. I remember vaguely. Yeah, that must be some maybe months or years ago on Ref 055 Delta, I think that probably, or that time it was maybe 072 Delta. But now it's Ref 055 Delta. Frank, thank you very much for coming along. Don't hesitate to come back, or don't hesitate to keep your transceiver running now, because at the end of the net we will send some pictures, so maybe you can just enjoy the fun by looking to them. Frank, I would say 73 is all the very best, and let's start the last loop maybe. Go for India Whiskey Oscar group of an 8 November Tango. Go ahead, Dick.
Oh, an 8 November Tango from G4IWO, yes. And very, very nice welcome to Frank, DG60AY. Delighted to have you join us tonight, and be good if you joined us again. I also enjoy camping and portable work and QRP too. So we've got people with lots of common interests on this platform. So good to see you tonight. And I'm really pleased that your mini paddle has arrived over in Germany. It's certainly when you've got big hands and fingers, it's quite tricky to use. But it's what I found. I was operating it a couple of weeks ago when I was doing POTA, sitting on the ground and literally just holding it with one hand against my leg and using my other fingers of my other hand to operate the paddle. It worked absolutely fine, and I was able to send pretty decent Morse code to other people. So it definitely does work, and it's very, very small and very light. And when you're carrying things to do portable work, going for small and light is a very good thing. And I did hear a bit of the comments that you made, Bob, about your POTA activities. What I've found with POTA is that suddenly, because there are people who want to work you either park to park or who are chasing parks, it's great fun because you're suddenly working pile-ups on the radio, even though there's nothing special about your call sign or even particularly the location other than you're in some beautiful countryside somewhere. So you mentioned Emil, DL8JJ, Mike and Adriana were telling us about Emil, who's going off to Greenland, and he's going to be operating from there with the Elecraft radio, which I haven't seen in the flesh yet. And one of the contacts I had who called me when I was operating POTA last time was from Greenland. And I was really surprised. I thought that's fantastic for the station in Greenland to want to work this little POTA station running low power on a hillside somewhere in England. So that was good fun. And as to the weather, everybody, I think I can record the lowest here. We're at 30. Well, actually, we were 13 degrees earlier today. It's now dropped down to 12 degrees. It feels very, very much like autumn and not summer. And I think over in America, Bob, you've stolen the hot weather. And it's obviously, as Adi was saying earlier, affected the jet stream. And therefore, we're having the cold weather, what's left of it up in the northern parts of the planet being dragged down here as well. So not a very, very nice summer. And everyone is quite right as well about the radio conditions at the moment. I mean, HF does, of course, go off during the daytime during the summer months because of the absorption in the D level, but in the D layer. But in the evenings, it does tend to come to life a bit. And I have worked some DX on CW on some of the HF bands in the evening, which is very good. So on that note, next week, our speaker at the club is going to be talking about one of the radio pioneers, a guy called Gerald Marcuse, Golf 2 November Mike, who the writer of this book about him describes as a pioneer of radio. He was the first person to contact South America, California, Australia, and New Zealand by radio from England. And he was instrumental in founding some of the ham radio organizations across the world in the very, very early days. So a fascinating person, definitely someone very well known in the 1920s, but not someone very well known nowadays. So it'll be a nice bit of history that we hear next week on Wednesday night on our Zoom call with David, Golf 4 Juliet Sierra Zulu. So on that note, I wish everyone a very pleasant evening. Andy, you're making me jealous. Andy 2E0REE says he's got 16 degrees Celsius down at his shack. So send something up to us and let's have those temperatures going up a bit. And then that will be a delight again to go back out into the field. So Jeff, on that note, 73s to you and to everyone else. And been a very, very pleasant indeed to be part of the net. 018 November Tango, G4IWO.
4IWO, Group ONA, November 10. Okay, thank you, Nick. Very good, very interesting meeting next Wednesday. I try to be there. I will most probably be there, so no problem at all. Nick, so very, very good. Let's go to Adrian, G6MJQ, the Group ONA, November Tango. Go ahead, Adrian.
ONH-T-G6MJQ. Yeah, thanks for the update there, Nick. And yeah, I hope to try and get on more in the evenings. We've delayed our meal tonight until after this call because I said I've just got to get on to the net this evening, having been absent for so many weeks. And yeah, where it's all happening, of course. And yeah, all this talk of CW, you know, I think I'm quite an outcast. I tried. I need to try again because the KH1 Helicraft is quite an interesting little package. Like you, Nick, I haven't seen it in the flesh, but it's reasonably priced, CW. That sort of thing would appeal to me, you know, just put it in your pocket, go somewhere with a fairly simple antenna and work CW. Like you do, Nick, on occasions, weather permitting. My only real radio news here is that I was using my Yaesu FT70 the other morning on the net, and somebody broke in with an incredibly loud audio or noise, distorted, etc. And would you believe, within an hour or so, my speaker on the FT70 totally packed. Well, it started sounding rough, and then the next day it packed up completely. And I thought, oh no, I don't really want to buy another ST70 for these fusion nets, what have you. But I contacted my usual supplier who said they'd try and help. But in the meantime, I contacted Yaesu UK, and within 2 days, like this morning, I received a FedEx package with a speaker, and it's adapter ship, and quite reasonably priced, delivered for £14, and only took a couple of days. That's paid by backs, but that's no big deal. Just make a tip. 6FJQ. So, at least somebody's doing something right, like Yaesu UK for spare parts. So, I'll put the speaker in the small bit of microsurgery, took the rig to bits, put the speaker in, and I'm away again. So, that's the good news. Look, great to be on the net. I'll try harder on HF, and we'll see where I go, but no promises, because there's so many jobs to do, gardening, etc., weather permitting, and visiting the static van, etc., out and about, taking my wife Sylvia to the physio, etc. So anyway, thanks for chairing the net, Jeff. Enjoyed it greatly, and best sensories for everybody, and I hope we can do it again. Or certainly I can do it again next week. So have a great week, everybody. Oscar November 8, November Tango, Golf 6 Mike Juliet, Quebec, in Skelmanthorpe, West Yorkshire, overlooking the Emily Moor Bass Sensory Resort.
Okay, thank you very much for being with us, for being with the net. Very nice and very interesting story about that net and that modulation, which was too hard. I didn't know that could have such a effects on your speaker, but it's interesting to know, and good to know that there are still some companies who are delivering good service. That's also very important, I think. Okie-doke. Let's go to the States, November 4, X-ray Alpha Tango, Bob, Go ahead for your final, please, from 08 November Tango in the group.
Go ahead, November Tango in the group. Number 4, X-Ray Alpha Tango. First of all, that's interesting. It's now 995 has Enigma aboard. I'm curious whether they have the 4-rotor Enigma aboard. The German Navy went to the 4-rotor Enigma, and it caused Bletchley a big heartburn for quite a while until they figured out what had happened. The other subject I have, I've been playing with my 5-meter telescopic antenna with a trap, the MFJ antenna, and I don't know what I'm doing wrong, but according to my list, it's not supposed to tune on 80 meters. I get it to tune fine on 80, but just can't get it to tune on the other bands or match, whatever you want to call it. So maybe somebody could give me some advice there. I don't know what the heck, but for some reason I can match that thing on 80 with no problem in the CW portion, but I cannot seem to get it to match on 40 through 6, which I don't understand. So there we go. Thank you very much for running the net. Appreciate it. I always look forward to Thursday afternoon or Thursday evening your time so that I can get on the net and talk with you fellas. I really enjoy it. And as you pointed out, several other people, with this absorption, I've noticed that I'm getting most of my on-the-bar contacts in the evening or in the early evening. I'll come out here to turn off everything, and I'll put on the Boda app and to see who's on where, and then I'll start searching. As a matter of fact, that's why I got Austria the other day, and I couldn't believe he had a beautiful signal, and all day long the band was dead. So there you go. Thanks again, Jeff, and thanks to everyone on the net. Perfectly enjoyed it again this evening. I hope to be here again next week. Back to you, ON8NT with the group, November 4, X-Ray Alpha Tango. 73 to all, I'll stand by for those pictures.
Okay, Roger. Thank you very much both for being on the net here. Very interesting. I'm very surprised by the MFJ telescopic group. I have one also, and I tried to use it with 6 meters actually, and I didn't manage. I don't know what it is, so maybe it's the same problem. I haven't used it on any other band, but I tried to use it here to my balcony in place of the hamstick, and I could not tune it on 6 meters and on 4 meters, which it should normally do. Oh no, yeah, surprise. Okay, no, well, thank you very much, and have a good week there. And I hope, well, this weekend I will not be home Saturday, but maybe the week after we can try to catch you again on the battleship. And over to Scotland for your final. Golf Mike 4, Juliet Kilo Zulu Group 08 November Tango.
November Tango Group, GM4JKZ. Yeah, fine there, Jeff. Returning for my final. Can't help with the antenna, unfortunately, because haven't got one. But the GX Commander is doing me proud on most bands, and the long wire, of course, DB3000 does everything else excellently, I must say. To the point to upset you, I've just worked into Cambodia, and I'm copying Paraguay. So what I found evenings are superb because I just put group tracker up for looking at the FTA contacts, and I can usually work any station down the grey line, which is superb for me. And I'm quite fortunate being up here in the middle of nowhere, so I don't have any local noise, and I get a superb takeoff to the north through the valley, which is brilliant. Emil in Greenland on 5 watts. I shall certainly look out for him once he's over there. And a 3D Enigma machine, brilliant. I've got a story about the Enigma machine back in 1968 when I used to go up to Bletchley Park as a youth in training with the post office, but more on that another day. So I'll put it back to you there, Jeff, and I'll hang fire for photos. And thanks to one and all. Very interesting talk tonight, I must admit. And thank you for running the net, Jeff.
Oscar November 8 November Tango with the group from Golf Mike 4 Juliet Kilo Zulu, inside in the Scottish border.
Thank you very much, Keith. Golf Mike 4 Juliet Kilo Zulu, the group of 8 November Tango. You must have a very good location also, and with not much noise and so on and so on. And that must be also one of the reasons, because a good antenna, that's excellent. But location. The location is very, very important. Thank you for being with us, and hope to see you next week. And let's go to Germany. Delta Lima 1 Bravo Juliet Whiskey and Delta Lima 8 BDT, the group of an 8 November Tango. Go ahead, Mike and Adriana.
Delta Lima 1 Bravo Juliet Whiskey. First of all, thank you very much for hosting the net, Jeff. And thank you all for your company and interesting thoughts and ideas. It's always very rewarding and very interesting to listen in on Thursday's digital net. Yeah, it's 9:35 local time here in the evening, and although normally it would be relatively early for us, I think we'll turn in very shortly because we had to get up before 5 a.m. this morning to take a relative of ours to the hospital to accompany her there. And everything is going to be good and well, but it was very early. And so I say thank you again for the meeting, for your company, wishing you all the very best 73s from northwestern part of Germany, and hoping to see you all well and okay in next week's meetings on the YouTube and on the digital net. So bye-bye from Deal 1 BJW, passing the microphone for our final to Deal 8 BDT.
Yes, that would be my 8 Bravo Delta Tango for the group. Yes, thank you very much, Jeff, for running the net, and thank you very much to all of you for this interesting evening. It's always a pleasure, and yes, I hope that we might meet again down the log, perhaps on log 40 or 20 meter. And so all the best, 73 and 88 from Northern Germany. I have the microphone back to Oscar November 8 November Tango for the group. This was Delta Lima 8 Bravo Delta Tango.
Delta Lima 1 Bravo Juliet Whiskey and Delta Lima 8 Bravo Delta Tango. Okay, thank you very much, Mike and Adriana, for your contributions and your participations. It was a pleasure for me to have you all on the net here, and also thank you everyone who is following us on YouTube. I hope that that was also pleasant for all your listeners there. And to conclude the net, I will send a picture of sunny Greece, just to to laugh a little bit with ourselves, with our bad weather and so on and so on. So I will send the picture 2 times after each other. I will give it 2 chances to get a 100% copy. And then after that, I'm sure Pete will also send the picture. So here comes the picture from Greece. Good evening, everyone. Thank you all for being on the net, and hope to catch you all next week. This is Oscar November 8 November Tango closing the net from the Denby Dale Amateur Radio Society. All the best to everyone, and have a good night. Okay, I'm going to send it the second time, QRX. I hope that was a good copy. Keith, go ahead if you want to send a picture.
November Tango. Sorry about that. I chose the wrong quality of picture. I hope you got it there. Yeah. 08 November Tango, GM8. Unfortunately, KZ.
Yeah, Keith, I think that was a patio for your terrace at home. So some chairs and a table, I think, and some green, the trees. But there were quite some missing blocks, so that's not a big problem. If you send it again, that will probably solve most of the problems. I think also that you are sending this in slow speed mode. You have two modes. You have a fast mode and a slow speed mode. And the slow speed mode normally, because I hear some background noises, is when it splits the signal into two parts. One part that you can talk and give comments, or that you hear the background noise in the living room or in your shack, and the other part is for the picture. But if you do the fast mode, it takes the whole bandwidth of the mode. So I think that's probably one of the things you have done to put it in the slow mode. But if you can send it again, no problem.
Volunteer for JKZ, yeah, just setting out their Jeff.
For anyone still watching this, as you can see, there are some missing blocks, unfortunately, on that picture being sent by Keith GM4JKZ. So the picture is not completely whole.
Well, GM4JKZ, hopefully you got that one through this time, Jeff. Yes, it's the patio, it's the pairs, and it's the all the babies that have so far come out of 4 clutches of sparrows, preventing me from completing the external painting of the barn. Go ahead.
We double keyed. Could you say it again?
O-N.
From GM4JKZ, yeah, I just say, so you hopefully got a picture of all the sparrows on the back of the chair, and that's some of the 4 clutches of birds that came out of the nest box, preventing me from completing the painting of the barn. Go ahead.
Okay, now I see it. Yeah, I thought it was a chair or something, but now I see it. I see the small birds there on the side. Yeah. Now I see. I have some blocks missing. If you send it again, Keith, it will work, I think.
From GM4JKZ, okay, I'll send it again.